Welcome to the Seven Figure Leaders podcast. This podcast was created to celebrate the success stories of seven-figure business owners, giving them a platform to share their insights and lessons learned in order to inspire other business owners. As well as that, it's an opportunity to build new connections. So if you're a seven-figure business owner or someone who works with seven-figure business owners and you're looking for introductions to potential stakeholders, strategic partners and clients, I'd love to hear from you or have you on as a guest and see if I can help make those connections for you. Just go to synergycfosolutions.co. That's synergycfosolutions.co and click podcast. And there you'll find the link to apply. Okay, so we're live. Today we've got Brij Thankey from Precision Facilities Management, a UK-based facilities management company that also operates internationally across a number of different markets. So Brij, welcome.
Thanks for having me on, Tom. I'm looking forward to this conversation.
Great. Delighted to have you. So why don't you give us a little bit of background about how you built Precision Facilities Management and how you got to where you are today? And also tell us what it does.
Right, yeah. So look, Precision, we provide hard and soft facility services right across the country for commercial clients, most of which who have multi-site operations. And they use Precision because we provide a high quality, very customer focused solution which can all be consolidated on our systems, and which then can be shared up to higher levels, up to board level, without much fuss and much requirement from them really. So we're very much an extension of our client, so in sort of property departments or facilities departments. And when I started the business, I guess it was 12 years ago now. Feels like a long time, and we've been on some amazing journeys, and some challenges as well. And I think for businesses, especially in this sector, you've got to be agile, and I think Precision over the years we've demonstrated that. We're quick to respond, we're quick to be flexible to customer needs. And we, as we've grown, we started off 12 years ago with 4 or 5 guys on the books, some plumbers and some electricians at one local site near Leicestershire, on Magna Park, and from that we've now grown to, I think we've got about 1,000 buildings on our database that we're carrying out various types of maintenance for. Or cleaning or security. And I think the key's been for us is the agility. We talk about where we're going now and what our growth is. It's we've grown because of our clients' needs. So as we've done more work for them, we've added more service lines. They've asked us to expand into other locations for them, and we do that very much on a partnership approach basis. And what that's done is allowed us to then set up staffing or contractor base or infrastructure in these places, which we can then provide, offer those services to other clients. And that's kind of been our growth journey really, as it's because of our clients. And it's great to say, and when I sort of look back at Precision and our culture, I'd certainly say our DNA is a makeup of all of our customers who have been with us. And I'm very proud to say we have a very high customer retention rate, somewhere in the high 90s, spanning over the last 10 years. So we're very proud of that, and that's predominantly down to, I guess, our culture, our attitude towards how we do business, and who we do business with, to the people we have at Precision. We've got some fantastic people, and we've just gone through some challenging times. I guess post COVID, where nobody really knew what it would look like. from a sort of facilities basis. And what we've done is we've had to restructure the business. Some new faces in, some new skills, new ideas, and we need to make sure that our clients are looked after in the best possible way, providing the best possible FM advice and like management support. So we've successfully just gone through that. It's tough. It's always hard doing restructures, and you're losing an element of knowledge, but what you're gaining is worth far more with the skills and of the people that we've managed to get on board. We're just about to do some recruitment now as well. We're ready for that for the rest of the year. This is mainly down to us sort of securing opportunities outside of the UK, as well as within the UK. We've just won a GSK contract. That's GlaxoSmithKline, great clients. And yeah, we're really excited about demonstrating our abilities to them. And we're moving towards I guess Europe. We looked at that a lot of part last year. And we'll be providing some FM services to a client of ours later on, early 2025 in those regions. And I'm looking at the Middle East in a little bit more detail now, as a result of client needs, which is exciting. It's just awfully hot over there as well, so I'm not looking forward to that journey. But it's certainly fun, and we're constantly looking for partnerships. We're also going to be doing some acquisitions in 2025. So excited about that. And actually, M&A is my background. If I look back to all those years prior to being in Precision, M&A is kind of what my skill set was. And finally, I'm going to be some use to this business after 12 years.
Great. Well, yeah, thanks for sharing that, Brij. So there's a couple of things I heard there that that you've focused on really, and what's supported Precision Management in getting to where it is today. The first one was focusing on customer service, and it sounds like because of that, you've had a really low retention rate.
Yeah, I think and customer service is it's actually not shouldn't really be that difficult. However, I think it's down to culture more than anything. And the culture has to start from the top. And I guess it's probably a reflection of who I am as a person. I think I'm always looking to help people, and helping people to get better and improve. I have quite. I'm sure you know, but I have quite a lot of self-improvement techniques for myself personally as well. I'm involved in a lot of mentoring groups, which are invaluable to my development. And I think that passed down at Precision, and and that's cascaded right across the business in some description. And in the end of the day, that goes to the client, because the team predominantly are working on client premises. They're talking to clients every day. So I think the customer service certainly has to start with a culture of customer service, and it can't be just directed at the customer. It has to be within the organization. And if you have that sort of mantra or that sort of attitude towards business, then yeah, customer service and support and development and for the customer, and that's where you become agile as a business, I think. We don't have too many rules other than we just do not let the customer down.
Mm-hmm.
And in the same way, it's a similar attitude to staff. When we're flexible with staff. We've always and during COVID as well, we looked after all our employees. and some sort of would say probably beyond what we needed to as an organization at the time. But we were operating quite a lot across COVID, so it was important that everyone was motivated at a time where the majority of the people were at home
Yeah.
and weren't working. So that was a challenge, but everybody, and I'll say everybody in the business, supported Precision throughout that, and I'm always going to be indebted to them, and that's why I set up a share option scheme about 2 years ago now, and I'll be adding some more onto that this year, and I'm happy to say I am. That's good. That makes me feel good. They've got people who feel who have achieved that, and I want them to be rewarded. Yeah, it certainly starts with the staff, and it's a culture right through to the customer.
Mm. Yeah, that's great. That's great. And I think that is directly transferable to pretty much any business, and especially a service business where, you've essentially built the business based around what the customer wants. And then you've instilled a culture of serving the customers and making sure they're always happy and never letting them down.
Yeah.
The other thing I heard you mention, which I think is also transferable to other businesses, is obviously you started off small as a very small team,
Mm.
but you intentionally or unintentionally, you found clients who were actually going to grow fast as well, and you grew with them. And I think that's a
Yeah.
really, uh,
Yeah,
really clever
absolutely. We
strategy.
won't be we won't be where we are today with the abundant opportunities that we face with, if it wasn't for our customers having faith in us, and then allowing us to grow with them, and really demonstrate our abilities, and we'll always support them with everything that we have, and it doesn't matter on size or value or anything like that. It's an attitude, and Precision certainly does have that attitude of wanting to improve for themselves, by means we want to help the customers improve. And that can be service, it can be advice, it could be innovation. I think my team's just done a great piece on innovation around planned maintenance for potholes. I don't think that's ever been put out there before. Really excited about that, and the customer really likes it, and it's providing some value on that, so that's really cool. And improvement and ESG, and helping our customers with their own carbon targets and what we can do and how we can support that. So we've done some interesting things around that. So it's very much a partnering approach with all our clients.
Mhm.
And I really want to keep it that way as we're getting bigger, as we're getting we're spreading our wings right across most of the planet, which is cool. Yeah, that'll be a challenge for us, but I'll make sure that happens.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. And so, um, let's dive into kind of some of those challenges you've faced as you've grown. What do the main ones look like that stand out for you?
Challenges, there's always challenges with people and attracting the right kind of people, and I think that's always going to be a challenge. And I think foreseeing what's happening with the marketplace in general, those challenges will just get bigger. And we're all seeing it. Apprenticeships within the engineering sector are very low, lowest than they've ever been. So you try and fast forward 15, 20 years, it's going to be even worse
Yeah,
with the available skill set within the industry. And we're going to, I mean, I can't say too much about it at the moment, but we are going to be looking at, over the next few years, looking at addressing those issues for ourselves, but also if we can achieve that, we'll do it. We'll do it as part of a much wider landscape for the market in general. And that does start with attracting the right or attracting enough apprenticeships within the sector. I'm talking things like electrician, air conditioning engineers, plumbers, roofers, builders, and those sort of trades. So those areas need to be addressed. The government may or may not, and they have done over the years. I mean, I've worked in another business that was involved within the apprenticeship sector, and the government will do some support, but I think there's an untapped element of the labor market at the moment that we're not really pushing. Over the next few years, we'll be looking at doing that for ourselves. And like I said, it will help much the wider market. Challenges, being small business, and I know guys will and other entrepreneurs will resonate with this. Is actually convincing clients to give you a go. That's tough. And that's really hard. And however, I've seen more openness from big corporate clients to work with smaller businesses, and once we've proven that, the doors do really open, and I think that's really cool. So you got to really stick with it. It's an old adage, I think, within I've read so many books over the last few years on business, and never giving up. It's true. You don't want to stick to your guns. You're going to deliver it, do it. There's going to be hurdles. There's going to be ups and downs. So I think certainly when you're trying to convince a client, I think it's important to really understand what their problem is. Not on the surface, but not really. Don't address it looking at resolving symptoms, but root issues, and how you're best fit to resolve those issues. And then once you do get a chance, you just don't let them down. As they raise the bar, you grow. And I think that's the way to look at it.
And that's really interesting, actually. A lot of small businesses, either they wouldn't go near a big corporate, or as soon as they get that initial rejection, they would just give up.
And Tom, I'll be honest with you, there's so many times where I feel the same, where the amount of investment we've put into it, amount of time, people brought in, and it's hard. You do I think, but you see, all those no's are all leading up and building you up to a big yes.
Yeah.
So it's you kind of have to go through the pain, and I think but you do have to look at, as entrepreneurs, we get a lot of pains from all angles. And sometimes it's good to understand or think through for yourself that is the pain worth it? That's it. And if the pain's worth it, just keep taking the pain.
Yeah. Yeah. And throughout that period, 12 years, so I don't know if you know the stats, but about 90% of businesses actually fail within 10 years. So you're part of that 10%. And yeah, I just wanted to dive quickly into what problems or how you manage the finances through that period, because that's a big
Look, financing challenges, are there, especially with growth businesses. And we've had to do a lot of creative things, and bridging loans and this and that, getting in and out of those as well. That's another important thing. Once you get into some of these, it's important to look at it and refinance if need be. Getting the right kind of finance for the business. Just embarking into a bit of a buy and build strategy. So, we'll be in the market for some sort of investment to support that growth journey. And that can come in many forms. But again, with that, you got to talk to the right people. And it's important to have good dialogue. People like yourself and accountants, and also tax advisors as well. They seem to, they're really important people right now. especially for any entrepreneur here who's in the UK or Western Europe. So yeah, it's having the right kind of people around you. Being a business owner can be such a lonely place, and it's important to have someone or a group of people that you can talk to, and who can throw some ideas in there. So yeah, but financing challenges in essence, Tom, are key, and interest rates, we all know that, and where we're at with that at the moment, and it's we're all paying for COVID, I guess. And it's where it is a level playing field, though. It's a problem for everyone.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
care. It doesn't matter actually if you're small or large. It's a problem, and the larger ones will have a larger problem. So it's about being creative with that. And for me, how we overcome that, because we've had some great times, and we've had some tough times, and we just had to restructure. That's not cheap. So it's about riding that wave, but having that belief. You got to concentrate on what that end goal is. All these things will come and some will go, and you'll at some point and I've experienced this in the past where you're faced with, right, well, you got all this cash, what are you going to do with it? It's about having good people around you. Very important.
Yeah, and you raise a good point there about the loneliness of being a business owner, having a good team around you, people to bounce ideas off, people to support you, essentially, making sure that you're not feeling like you're alone on the
Yeah.
journey. So what's next for Precision? Then you've talked about a few things. You're going out to Dubai, expanding internationally, mergers and acquisitions. Anything else?
Yeah, I think we've just done a business association joint venture with a security outfit, which is going quite well. So there might be some more of that collaborations going forward, and partnerships. And certainly for where we're looking to take our resources, we'll be to support our clients. And if our clients are in the Middle East and I need help, we'll be there. And maybe further afield as well. We certainly want to expand our services, and some of that will come via acquisition. And we're looking at things all over the world, as well as some great businesses in the UK, who, and one of my key things is when we're acquiring, I've never really been one to acquire for customers. I feel like I can win the customer,
Mhm.
but I will acquire for um, skill and management expertise. And I think that's what I always sort of look at. And if I see something that I really like, it's usually because of one of those two things. And I think customers will eventually will win them. So I'm quite confident about that. And so yeah, what's the space? I'm looking at M&E businesses, um,
Yeah.
fire security contractors, and some water management businesses within the UK who are agile, and who can expand with us into some of the regions that we've been talking about. Um,
Perfect. So
so
yeah, anyone listening in those sectors who maybe are looking at selling, or maybe interested in a joint venture or collaboration of some kind, then perhaps that would be worth a conversation.
absolutely.
Yeah. And okay, so for anyone else listening who thinks, they've heard you talking, they're a potential client, they're a potential partner, they're interested in just having a chat with you further about what you do, your experiences. How do they get in touch with you? What's the easiest way?
Oh yeah, no, please reach out on my LinkedIn initially would probably be a good start. And or go onto our website. And you can probably get hold of me through there. Or just phone into the office. And we're either in London or in Leicester at the moment, where we're calls will always be passed over to me. So yeah, please get in touch.
So there'll be links to to your LinkedIn and to your website in the show notes, so it should be pretty easy for anyone to get in touch with you. But Brij, pleasure to have you on. Thank you very much for sharing those insights. I think there's a huge amount that anyone listening can take from that and apply to their business, whether or not they're in the facilities management space. So thank you, and I wish you and Precision all the best for this year and over the next few years.
Thank you for having me on, Tom.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for listening. As I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, this podcast was created to celebrate the success stories of seven-figure business owners, giving them a platform to share their insights and lessons learned in order to inspire other business owners. As well as that, it's an opportunity to build new connections. So if you're a seven-figure business owner or someone who works with seven-figure business owners and you're looking for introductions to potential stakeholders, strategic partners, and clients, I'd love to hear from you or have you on as a guest and see if I can help make those connections for you. Just go to synergycfosolutions.co. That's synergycfosolutions.co and click podcast. On that page, you'll find the link to apply.